You definitely can't have it in sport. Forget about the game. Forget about the 90 odd point win. The only talking point that's come out of this game is Antoine Dupont. Um, Suspected fractured jaw or cheekbone is what we're hearing. I don't think it's been 100% confirmed as yet what the what the surgeon has said or what the specialists have said. Hopefully we'll find this out pretty much this morning, which we're 36 hours away from Ireland kicking off against South Africa. So yeah, it's obviously really disappointing for him. It's disappointing for everybody watching the World Cup. He is like Ireland's Johnny Sexton. Without him, they're definitely not as good a side. He is brilliant in everything that he does. So yeah, it's an interesting one. Like, I'm not saying that his injury is similar to others, but I fractured my eye socket and cheekbone in training and was out for 6 weeks. I had to get a plate put in. So but I felt like I could get back into like contact training pretty quickly. But it was just having to be the reins put on you to a certain extent because of the injury healing up. So yeah, I'm sure he'll be getting all the best medical support in the world. I'm sure there'll be surgeons from everywhere flying in to have a look at these scans and to see what they can potentially do. But I would expect him to be out for 2 or 3 weeks, possibly miss a quarter final. But I do see him playing in this competition again. I really do. If even if it is a broken jaw or a fractured cheekbone, I do see him, making a comeback. There's a bit of a Superman about Anton Dupont. Even listening to Bernard Jackman last night, he was talking about like this guy's pain threshold is through the roof, and I'm like going, "Geez, if that was me, my World Cup would definitely be over." Donny, do you know what? Like a 7-1 split, if this was a Rugby World Cup quarter final, I do not think we would see a 7-1 split. I just don't think Rassie Erasmus, Jacques Niembar would take the risk of potentially losing a couple of backs and not having the ammunition on the bench to be able to cover those positions. So for me, it's obviously hugely risky, but it's one he's wanting to make a gamble with. And if it comes off and you offload seven forwards onto the Irish guys who are going to be starting to get tired, starting to fatigue, and then you roll on a lot of fresh guys. And these aren't just fresh guys that they aren't just guys that are like sub players every week. These are guys that can easily start for South Africa week in and week out. Absolutely. Like, RG Snyman, Dion Free, Quagga Smith, Oxniche. Um, it's just a huge physical bomb squad to come off the bench. But then I've been reading and listening to a lot of things online over the last couple of days, and I think it almost provides Ireland with opportunities then when it comes to the backs because of you know the fatigue that the South African backs will be put under because of chasing a lot of kicks and back and forth up and down the pitch, having to deal with Ireland's attack. When Ireland get into their own half, and they're only going to make one change. Like that's what Rassie Erasmus wants is one change in their backs, and where Ireland can make a few and really take it to him in the down 20 minutes of the match. So yeah, if Ireland can hang in there until this bomb squad is unleashed onto the pitch, Ireland have a half decent bench themselves. Yeah, I think that something like this, it almost feels, Donny, that this is going to blow up at some stage. So like it will come back to bite them. I know it's only the second time that he's went with 7-1 split, but it just feels like there'll be a moment in this Rugby World Cup where he'll do something risque and it's not going to come off. And well, of course, all Irish fans are hoping that it's Saturday night, 8 p.m. Or halfway through the game, that the bomb squad is all over the place and guys are having to come on in different positions. And Kaga Smith is maybe having to play in the centre or play in the wing. So we'll wait and see how it all pans out for everyone. But I think Ireland can deal with this. I think we can. I think we really can deal with this. I think we're well prepared enough. It'll be a lot of focus on ourselves and not about what South Africa are going to bring. So for me, Ireland are playing. Every single player is playing well. There's nobody playing badly. there's not one person you're going, geez, he dropped the ball a few times last week. Oh yeah, he was rubbish in the line out there for the last week. Everybody's going well. Everybody's going well, and this is a strong team, especially with Kelleher starting, Dan Sheehan on the bench. We've got a bit of our own bomb squad to bring off the bench also. And I think even in 2019, wasn't it, South Africa got beaten by New Zealand in the group stage. So and then they went on to win comprehensively in the Rugby World Cup final against England. So there is, there it isn't a huge, it isn't fatal that Ireland lose, or if Ireland lose at the weekend, it's not a fatal blow to Ireland's chances of winning the Rugby World Cup. Granted, we would love to see us winning the game to try and tee up a better quarter-final draw, that we want to see, which is New Zealand, of course, because we all feel that they're not in the same trajectory as Irish rugby is on currently. And I think it does a lot for belief as well when you beat one of the biggest, strongest, most physical, attritional sides that we've ever seen. And there's a lot of chat about this. This squad is better than the 2019 squad. Well, we'll wait and see. We'll see if it is on Saturday night at 8 o'clock. That's why everybody is so excited. Take out the France versus New Zealand opening game of the Rugby World Cup. This is the only game that everybody's been talking about. Like Ireland versus South Africa, ranked number one team in the world against reigning Rugby World Cup champions. Like this is it. So the boys are going to be mentally in a strong place this weekend. Physically, they obviously have to be right on it. You need a little bit of luck as well. We always talk about this, and France obviously didn't have that last night. But if Ireland can have yet again a clean bill of health, the last thing you want is somebody like Andrew Porter to go off after 20 minutes, or Tag Furlong or Johnny Sexton, and you're maybe having to empty the bench off a lot earlier than expected. So yeah, but it's all part of the journey. This is all part of the journey, and if Ireland are going to go on and lift the Webb Ellis Trophy, it's not essential that they beat South Africa, but I think it would help their chances massively if they do. If Ireland play too much rugby in their own half, I think with the hard defence, the counter rucking, the ability to get over the ball with Steph Toy, with the bomb squad coming off the bench, Quagga Smith, Dion Faree, who's the sub hooker, I think that they have the ability to win penalties, and when they win penalties in your own half and in your half, they either kick them over or kick them to the corner and get another penalty in a better position. So expect Ireland to kick a lot more, win the aerial battles against Cheslin Colby or Rensa. Get around what we would call scraps. So as soon as the ball's tapped back, make sure it's an Irish player that's straight onto it, and you recover the possession. And then as soon as Ireland get into their half, I think you will see them play a bit. There might be little tactics like chip kicks over the top, off first phase, crossfield kicks. We always see the wingers, biting in, but the South Africans' scramble defense is so strong. It doesn't even matter if they make a kamikaze decision and come in and the ball is already gone. There's the work rate and the cover that they have is exceptional. So, Ireland are a team that can go around you, but they need to go through South Africa. And as hard as that can be with their physicality and with their line speed, somebody like Johnny Sexton is able to orchestrate that and drop guys off on the inside, or just on the outside shoulder to be able to get that 3 or 4 yards in behind. And that's all it takes is a couple of yards. It only takes that. You don't need to make a 30-meter line break every time you're in possession against South Africa. It's just putting them on the back foot, and that slows their line speed up a little bit. So for me, of course, I said it last week, Donny. Why not Fiji? I'm going to say it this week. Why not Ireland? So Ireland to win. I think they're 6-5 to win this game. Not favourites by the bookies. So let's hope we can turn that around.